Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Malted Bampot and welcome to the Independent for the 4th of September 2018. If you're new to the channel, this is a show where every single day we look at what games are coming out across all platforms and essentially rank them in a top 5 or top 10 format depending on how busy the day is. Today, it's Tuesday, so it's one of the busier days. We have lots of stuff going on across all platforms today, including some big hitters such as PUBG, which everybody is going to be super happy about. But aside from that, we have a lot of good indie stuff in here as well. Generally, the focus of these videos are more on the indie than the AAA, but we throw them in there just to make everybody aware, because, you know, games like PUBG often have very small marketing budgets, so they don't get much exposure. They definitely need it. So we have a couple of beat-em-ups. We've got a platformer, a very nice looking platformer. We have a classic remake of a game that begins with Zone and ends with Of the Enders. And we have a classic JRPG series making its debut on PC, which is probably going to be exciting for quite a lot of people, to be honest. So without further ado, allow me to present the top 10 games releasing today. Kicking off today, we have PUBG on the Xbox One. Yay! Something like that. This is, as Microsoft describes it, an Xbox One console launch exclusive, because they keep doing that these days. Did anybody watch E3? Yeah, the world premiere. World premiere. They're fairly obsessed with dressing up things that don't mean an awful lot these days as exclusives, but nevertheless, PUBG is now indeed coming to the Xbox One, which is its first console launch, so I guess there's a bit of credence in what they were saying. So I guess the next question is, what is new? So we have a full product release now available. The full product release includes 3 maps, the original game map, Erangel, I've probably bastardized that word too high, haven't there? Erangel, whatever. The desert-themed map Miramar, and the new tropical-themed map Sanhok, featuring all new weapons and vehicles. The preview is over now, it's anybody's game. They also claim that there are new ways to play, new environments to survive, but I'm not entirely sure what they're talking about, because those are the features that they're adding as far as I'm aware, which aren't features. Basically, this is the full product release. This is the same version on the PC, which is now on the Xbox One, so does it expand it to a greater audience? Possibly. I mean, it can't hurt to have it on the Xbox One, but certainly I think they're reaching when it comes to drumming up a massive amount of hype on this one. But whatever, winter 2018, or rather today, you can now play PUBG on the Xbox One. Oh, and I should say, if you have an Xbox One X, then you can play it in 4K, and it has HDR support for the One S and X. Woo.
Games play best on Xbox One.
Next up today we have Dimension Drive releasing on PS4 and the Xbox One. This was released on PC December last year, I believe. It's of course a shmup, so this intense space shoot 'em up challenges you to fight across 2 battlefields on one split screen, so that's quite cool. You can instantly switch between them to dodge waves of bullets, reach secret areas, or surprise your enemies. You can play solo, or you can turn it up to 11 apparently, with a co-op partner. Although I feel that that would probably reduce the cool factor of actually playing 2 screens at once. So this is an interesting concept here for sure. How well it will work in practice, I think there's plenty of scope to have some interesting mechanics here. I don't know if it's the first time this has been done. Probably not, but it is kind of cool. The only thing that I've played that's like this would be Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, where you control both characters using separate sticks, but that's a completely different genre, not really applicable here, but nevertheless, this looks interesting. Next up today, we of course have Claws of Furry, not Fury because it's a cat pun, get it? So in Claws of Furry, you punch and claw your way through a 40 fast-paced levels of pure mayhem, while honing your ninja cat skills in order to rescue your master from the evil claws of an unknown enemy. So this creates a blend of today's fast-paced action with classic arcade beat-em-up badassery, their word not mine, with 4 distinct environments and unique enemies. The challenge is always evolving. Multiple modes such as roguelike and arena, and unlockable outfits with unique bonuses, blah 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 blah. This looks like a cool beat-em-up. Essentially you're a cat and you fight lots of cat-related bad guys. It looks like fun, and it's fairly well presented, and it's available across all platforms, so could be worth giving a shout. There does appear to be co-op support as well for up to 4 people, and presumably on platforms like the Switch, this will include jump in, jump out gameplay, which is always a nice thing to see, and generally pushes the Switch a little bit ahead of the other guys when it comes to co-op gameplay, and for good reason. Next up we have Planet Alpha, releasing across pretty much all platforms. It describes itself as a beautiful alien world filled with mystery and danger. Pursued by relentless enemies, you must harness the power of night and day as you struggle to survive. This does look very gorgeous. I'm a bit of a sucker for really nice looking platformers, and the visuals here are spectacular. At the end of the day, when it comes to platformers, you still need good gameplay to carry things through, but it does look very, very good. So you have awoken on a strange alien world, alone and stranded. You venture across this foreign land, navigating beautiful and varied terrain as you try to stay alive. So there's a bit of a survival component there, but I believe the survival component goes as far as, you know, don't die, don't fall down the holes, or in this case, don't get hit by the big crazy claw thing that we just saw. One way or the other, could be a shout, definitely very artsy, and looks interesting. Next up, we have a cult classic reimagined, Zone of the Enders the Second Runner, coming to PC and PS4. So I don't know anything about this game, and I'm looking at the description right now and it's saying stuff that I just don't understand. Jehute lives and there Anubis thrives. Zone of the Enders, the Second Runner returns with 4K and VR support on Steam. Well, I understand the second bit of that, I know what 4K and VR is, but I have not a clue what Jehute or Anubis is. Nevertheless, this looks very interesting. It is a cult reimagining, so you probably know whether you want this already. And it's by Konami, but it's by the good part of Konami, I believe. The guy who's no longer there. You know that guy. Next up, we have Ninjin Clash of the Carrots, releasing on pretty much everything as well. It's a beat-em-up, an anime-inspired beat-em-up with a gaggle of varied enemies, deep customization, and of course ninjas, but you won't be seeing them in this trailer for obvious reasons. Play through side-scrolling worlds consisting of multiple stages and collect carrots stolen by the evil Shogun Mo. Carrots act as a currency which can be redeemed in the Corgi store, so one would assume that that is the dog, or the shady shop for special weapons, masks and other customization items. You can also grab a friend to join you in 2-player online or local co-op, so on the couch or over the tubes, whatever suits you. Featuring over 150 weapons, projectiles, upgrades and more to modify the experience to each player's preference, Ninja Clash of the Carrots is an action-packed thrill fest apparently, with a unique and immersive storyline apparently, stylish environments also apparently, and exciting and frenetic gameplay apparently. However, I think it's fair to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is a nice looking little game. Beat 'em ups, yeah, well, it's either your bag or they're not, but it has crazy weapons, you know, seriously guys, a ham. Hopefully it's not too hammy in its humour, but I think as long as there's good gameplay here, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of a lick of humour over the top, even if it's a little bit corny. Can I make a corned beef joke with the ham there? I don't think so. You get corned beef in any place except the UK? That's an interesting question, isn't it? It seems like a very UK thing, corned beef, you know? It's not quite a real food. I get that feeling. Well, you better be prepared to batten down the hatches if you buy this game, because Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age is released on PC and PS4 today. A classic style JRPG, although I do believe that it has some modern twists in there. I don't think that this is quite the same battle system as, say, Final Fantasy I. Nevertheless, this is a very popular series within its niche. I think that in a lot of ways, this is the quintessential JRPG game, or series should I say, at least to an outsider who knows very little about it. If you were to ask me, name a famous JRPG, I would probably come out with Dragon Quest. Rightly or wrongly, that's just how it seems to me. I believe this is the first game that has been released on the PC. I don't think there's been a PC version of any Dragon Quest games up until now, so that's certainly a win for the platform. Let's just hope they don't screw it up or port the damn thing badly. That's liable to happen with games like this. Nevertheless, fingers crossed. Destiny 2 Forsaken is out today across the currently existing platforms that host Destiny 2, and I'm going to try to make sense of what the hell you need to buy in order to get the things in this game, because they're not quite pulling an Ubisoft, but they're pretty weird about it. So let's just run through this, shall we? This is the actual blurb. Destiny 2 Forsaken requires Destiny 2 game. Destiny 2 expansions 1 and 2 sold separately. Content in the Forsaken Annual Pass may be sold separately. Forsaken Annual Pass requires Destiny 2 game. Destiny 2 expansions 1 and 2 and Forsaken sold separately. Free Gambit trial requires Destiny 2 game. Access to trial requires playthrough of Spark mission. Users responsible for fees for broadband internet. Okay, we're getting into the stuff that is actually fair to ask for. Oh no, wait, there's more. Last hand weapon ornament from Cade's Exotic Stash. Cade's Exotic Stash, available starting the 4th of September 2018, can be attained by pre-order or pre-purchase of Destiny 2 Forsaken, Forsaken Plus Annual Pass, Forsaken Digital Deluxe Edition, Forsaken Complete Collection, or purchase of Forsaken Legendary Edition. Can also be attained through gameplay on or before the 1st of January 2019, subject to change and availability, and requires 104 gig on your hard drive. Man, I feel they're asking an awful lot here, but basically, yeah, if you're gonna buy this, then good luck not getting ripped off one way or the other. In typical AAA fashion, we have all these conditions and things attached. You can't just buy the damn thing. I mean, you can if you've got probably to the tune of $200 in your pocket to go just buy the best version. Actually, buying the best version might not even get you the game. I don't know. These days, that isn't even a thing. You're paying for a statue at that point. But consumer choice and all that stuff. I'm not giving much detail on the game because Destiny 2 is Destiny 2. This is an expansion for the original game, but also a bit of a Game of the Year edition in so much as it includes all other previously released content. So this is a little bit tricky, this one. They have put together an expansion for a game which already has lots of content and essentially released multiple collector's editions of that game once again, which I didn't buy Destiny 2 when it came out, so I can't remember if they did that on Destiny 2's release, but essentially they seem to be double dipping in a whole new way here. They're taking this to a whole new level. We now have special editions of expansion packs. I mean, I get that it's a rather large expansion pack, bigger than the two that have came so far, but I don't know why I'm surprised, to be honest. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. If you don't expect this sort of behavior from these guys at this point, then you must have been living under some kind of rock, because, yeah, it's not surprising. Nevertheless, all of this doesn't necessarily reflect on how good the game actually is or how worthwhile the expansion is, but it's the usual caveat emptor when it comes to AAA releases these days. If you're not prepared to spend a lot of money, then you're going to get a lesser experience to some extent, one way or the other. You can't just buy the game anymore. No, why would you want to buy the game? You don't want the game, you want all the extras, the cosmetics. Pay to win. That's what you want. Get a free trial of Gambit, a 24-hour preview, only on Mixer. Today's penultimate entry is Moonfall Ultimate, an upgraded edition of the original Moonfall. So this is, we've been getting a lot of these recently, but this is an action RPG with a gothic style. You can hack, slash and cast your way through a treacherous hand-painted world. You know what an action RPG is, I would assume. So in this game you can play the campaign or endless mode solo, or grab a friend with the 2-player couch co-op support. No online from what I can tell. 3 character classes with unique active and passive abilities. Choose Vanguard, Elementalist or Shadow depending on your playstyle. You have a sturdy leveling system. I don't know what a sturdy leveling system is, but we've got our marketing adjectives right in there. And an in-game economy which gives access to over 80 unique items. Hopefully in-game economy does not mean microtransactions, but whatever. Action-packed combat system provides a diverse choice of dealing damage, so basically you can deal damage in different ways. This is a remake of the original Moonfall game, however there's very little information about that. It was released in 2017, I can't get many solid reviews on it, but it looks like it was potentially mixed. And rounding off today we have God Wars The Complete Legend releasing on the Nintendo Switch. So this is a tactical RPG, and a long time ago there was a beautiful land made up of 3 nations, Fuji, Izumu and Hyuga. Please forgive my Japanese, I'm going to try and not read any more Japanese at this point. It is obviously Japan inspired, so that may be difficult. Let's skip ahead. Key features: The Complete Legend. You can experience over 100 hours of new content in The Legend of Yomi, as well as the complete story from God Wars Future Past, including all of its DLC and updates to the game's mechanics to perfect your strategy. This is, of course, an expanded version of God Wars Future Past that was released last year, I believe in the summer, and only on the PlayStation 4 and Vita, and also only in Japan. I think it may have been released outside Japan, but certainly didn't have much of a run. So this very much looks like the definitive version of the game. If you're in the market for a tactical RPG with a Japanese theme, then this very much looks like it could be your cup of tea. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Malted Bampot, and this has been the Daily Independent for the 4th of September 2018. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to the channel, that way you can stay up to date with future episodes. And thank you very much for listening. I've been Malted Bampot, that's Malted with an M and Bampot with a B. I'll catch you again tomorrow.